The whole Nigeria as a country, it is so unfortunate that you can't decide to study history because the government banned history. There is nowhere you can study about the history of Nigeria or history of everything. Have you ever asked yourself, why do they stop the study of history subjects in Nigeria institutions? I want you to watch to the end of this video.
All these people who are running us, they are making a mistake that if care is not taken, will damage the nation more and more. If you call me a Nigerian, yes, okay, I am a Nigerian. But before the British came, my father was not a Nigerian. I mean, my direct father was not a Nigerian. Just imagine that. Okay, before the British came, we have different value system. We have the way of things. But you don't expect people to live their culture in the name of a nation. What is a nation? A nation has to do with ethnicity. Yes. A nation has to do with ethnicity. So police coming to proscribe Shiites because of the way they are doing things, you say you don't like it. If you don't like it, then create a separate nation for them because that is their value system. It comes to the IPOB as well. They say they don't like the IPOB people. They don't like the way they are doing. They clamp them down. These are the indigenous people's value system. And there is no how you can stop people not to behave the way they ought to behave. There is no way you can stop people to behave the way they are behaving, the way their culture is. And that is why in Nigeria, people will say, oh, the Fundanis are like this, the Hausas are like this, the Yorubas are this, the Igbos are this, the Ijos are this. It is not their problem. That is the way of their life. They are not supposed to be in one country with you. That is just what Burna Boy was saying. That Nigeria is a Royal Niger company. You know, at the end, they decided to amalgamate it and just call it a nation. Where does that happen? If you continue to have a problem, if you continue to have serious challenges, you ought to be asking questions. And that is why, you know, our leaders, it pains me a lot that they are just loyal to Britain and America and France. They don't care about their roots. Where are you coming from? Who are you? Who are you? Where are you coming from? The reason why they said Africans have not breakthrough more in technology is because we are not doing things in our own way. Africans have their ways of doing things. I am scheduling an interview with one man who knows more about the history of the Akumu War. Akumu is an atomic bomb. The war that lasted between the Anyoma Igbo people and the Britain. And it lasted for 31 years. 31 good years. They were fighting this war, Akumu War. So everybody have their own way of life. Once you shun people's culture, you shun their value system, you want them to just behave the way you are behaving. It's not going to work. It has never worked anywhere. As diverse as Nigeria is supposed not to be in one country. That is just the honest truth. As diverse as we are. That is why you see Nigerians in Gambia, in Senegal, in Cameroon, they love to be everywhere and they love them. They are progressing over there. But when they come to Nigeria, the culture, the amalgamation, the value system they are forcing into them is going to affect them. Now, there is something I discovered yesterday. Yesterday, the Nigerian police force, they published the names of people they arrested during the bad governance protest, and they said they are going to charge them. That is not what concerns me. Now, listen carefully. The name of the man, the police officer, who went to court to do the affidavit that they should detain these people for 1 month for them to do investigation. When I was reading the documents, do you know what I saw in the document? First of all, he said his name is so, a Christian. Why must you put religion in your identity as a Nigerian? Why must you put a religion as your identity as a Nigerian? Why? When I was in primary school, if I want to fill form, they will ask you your name, surname, name, your date of birth. The next thing you see, your religion. What has religion to do with your ethnicity? Sometimes they will ask you your culture. That is state of origin. Why? If you see any American today, you ask him, which country are you from? He say, I am an American. In let me give you an example. Those who live in Europe and some part of Western countries, you will see where people will be meeting. You have Ghana meeting, pure Ghana meeting. The Republic of Benin, you have their meeting. The Senegalese, they have their meeting. The Burkina base, that is the people from Burkina Faso, they have their meeting. But once it comes to Nigeria, you have Edo meeting, you have Yoruba meeting, you have Igbo meeting, you have Ishekiri meeting, you have Urobo meeting. Is sending a signal that, come on, we are not one. We are not one. Not that we hate ourselves, not that we don't love ourselves, but we must get ready to trace ourselves to the root. Why are we like this? The question is just why? Why? Why these people amalgamated us? There is a purpose. Have you been able to find out why these people bring both the North, this, everybody come together? You people should be called Nigeria. That is what Burna Boy was saying. Yeah, I would like for you to listen to this song by Burna Boy, the collateral damage he's talking about. Now, you see why Burna Boy's song is so important and why you see him progressing, why you see people coming around him. It's not because of overnight success. Now, this man is telling a story of Africa and a story of Nigeria. And he's telling you that now, after this song, collateral damage, now he is going to sing another one, the reason for the collateral damage. So people are already getting ready, and he's telling the story. Music is a way of to tell stories about a nation, about a group of people, about a country, and he's telling it in a way that I call a sincere way. Because a lot of people tell stories about Nigeria, and when you talk to them, they will tell you that, oh, there is unity in diversity, there is this and that. Yes. We want Africa to be one. Yes. We want Africa to be a free trade zone. Yes. Just like the European Union. But let every ethnic group have their own country. That is the best way. For me, it's my opinion, and I believe that is my own way. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, when you look at the European Union, I mean the Central Europe, the Eastern Europe, both the South and the West, they have what they call European Union. European Union is like African Union, but the European Union is what I called a reunion, not African Union. The richest man in Africa, Aliko Dangote, needs 37 visas to go around Africa, to visit Africa. The richest man in Africa, Aliko Dangote, he has business almost the whole countries of Africa. But this man needs 37 visas to go through around Africa. It's a joke. To tell you the kind of leaders we have. Now, when you talk about Europe, European Union, if you are a citizen of a member state of European Union, even though you are not even a citizen, once you have a residence, you are entitled to go freely to anywhere you want to go. If you are an Italian, for example, you can go to Germany, go to anywhere you want to go in Europe, you can go. That is what we wanted to happen in Africa. But it is not the same with everybody being in one country. European Union is like African Union. European Union is more or less a country of its own. So African Union is supposed to be like a country of its own. When I mean a country of its own, you people use one currency. You people share intelligence on security, free trade zone, and so on and so forth. This is what they're supposed to do. But these leaders don't think Africa. They think French. They think German. They think Great Britain. Whether they are great, I don't know. They think America, and they think France. So these people don't think about the future of Africa. They are just thinking about the next loan, how to borrow the next loan. Though paying the loan is not even their business, but their business is just to borrow the next loan. Now, when you consider all these things, I will not, allow you to contradict yourself, because I am telling you why Africans should separate into different countries, but unite as African Union and European Union. Let me give you an example. When you see Dutch countries speaks one language, but they can't stay in one country. I'm talking about the Germany, the Amsterdam, the Austria, Switzerland, the Belgium, Luxembourg. All these countries, they speak one language, Dutch. But these people cannot be contained in one country. because they have a different value system. And that is the problem we have today in Nigeria, different value system. The Shiites are protesting. Police say, no, your activities is against Nigeria. But that is the way of their life. The IPOB will come out, the indigenous people of Biafra. They will say, this is the way we're supposed to go. We don't like to be in one country. We don't like to be in one Nigeria. Then the Nigerian government will not come out and say, no, you people are not supposed to do like this. You people should not come out and do your way. You people should not even ask for secession or ask for your own country. That is the way of their life. Before, when I was small, I was hearing about OPC, Oduduwa People's Congress. And the agitation up to now is still on. People fail to realize that in the next 1,000 years, you can't kill the idea of indigenous people. You can't kill the idea of people's culture. It is better we go in our separate way and form a union, just like European Union. African Union is not functioning because it is the brain of the West. ECOWAS is the brain of the West. The France like to use ECOWAS. Imagine 70% of West African country, it is France that is printing their money. Hear me and hear me well. I mean, France as a country is printing money for other countries. Why? That is slavery. They are printing their money. They don't have their reserve. France is in control of everything. What kind of life are we living? And that is why the lives of Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, that of Niger, Mali, these people are trying to rise up. These people are trying to rise up to say no to these new colonies because they don't have the interest of your future. They don't have the interest of your people. All they know is themselves. How can I become wealthy? How can I make my country to be strong? That is all the French people are doing. Now, the Italian Prime Minister, what is her name? This lady, she was saying something. I will remember her name. If you remember it, you help me type it. Okay, when I remember, I'll say it. So the lady was accusing France. He said, you are the reason why most Africans are dying poor. Because you come into their country, you seize their resources, you are the one in charge of their light, you are the one in charge of their currency, you are the one in charge of everything. And these people, you are seeing them dying in abject poverty, and you are not doing anything about it. Do you know how much France was taking from Niger Republic? They will go, they will mine their uranium. France have gold, this thing. When you talk about the gold deposit and the gold, they have it in abundance. But France as a country don't have gold. They have gold reserve. Why should a country that don't produce gold, they don't have gold reserve more than a country that have gold as their natural resources? People should ask questions. Why is it that Nigeria has, gold, a lot of gold, even more than that of Ghana, but you can never see the revenue of the gold in Nigeria gross domestic product in GDP? It won't appear there. Who are the people mining the gold? Who are the people? When you go to Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, you will see Nigerian gold. But we in Nigeria here, we don't know whether we have gold, whether Nigeria even have anything that is called gold. It is a pity. And the reason why I want Nigerian youth to study history, Nigerian government ban history from higher institutions. Tell me which country will come out and say, none of my citizens is eligible to study history. That is what the Nigerian government do. You people should open your eyes. Nigerian government ban history from Nigerian schools because they don't want you to discover where you are coming from. They don't want you to know whom you are. They don't want you to know so many things that happen. They don't want you to know that you are not supposed to be in one country. They stop history from school. Tell me which country does that? How can you stop history from school? Because you don't want your children to know their forefathers are not Nigerians. You don't want our children in the future to know that their great-grandfathers, they were not Nigerians. You don't want them to know that Nigeria was amalgamated in 1914. Africa has been living more than 10,000 years without war, without problem, until the West invaded in Africa. And the Westerners, they are still using our leaders against us up to today. Tell me a country where police have joy in killing their own people. Tell me a country where the politicians will be happy to subject people in abject poverty. Tell me a country where a president, just like Harris, what is it called? Kamala Harris, Donald J. Trump, as they are campaigning to need America, you ask them, what plan do you have about American security? They will tell you that, no, I don't have any plan about security, because if I have plan, people will kill me. That was what Tinubu said, that he don't have plan about Nigerian security. And he meant what he said. Since he assumed office, people have been dying time without number. Every day, Nigeria is losing up to 200 people. And when people will go out to protest, police will clamp them down. And that is why these people, Shiites, they have resorted to self-help. As I said before, quote me and quote me well, everybody living on the surface of the earth has a right to live. You have a right to live. No one have the right to take your own life. Because you are protesting, police will open fire on you, they will kill you. That police will never be questioned. That police will never be taken to, whether it's a police court or military courts, I don't know. They won't be taken to any court. They will still be walking freely. Which country? We don't have one. We don't have one. So, as many people who are against Burna Boy, saying that Burna Boy don't know what he's saying, Burna Boy knows the history. He's a musician. He knows the story line of his music. And that is why he's telling you that, come on, this country is a company. It's a Royal Niger company. Go and read your history. They ban history from school because they don't want you to know all these things. They don't want you to know all this. Nigeria is a boundless country. A country that have you ever seen any country that have two constitutions? No. Answer me. Have you ever seen any country that exists with two constitutions? We have Nigeria constitution, we have Sharia law in the same country. Because the people from the Sharias, those people who have Sharia law, they say that because we are in one Nigeria, our value will not diminish. We're supposed to have our Sharia police, Sharia court. See, if you go back to start reading history, 2 days, you will discover why Nigeria is like this. If you continue to read Nigeria history for 2 days alone, you will discover why from now to next 50 years, nothing is going to change in Nigeria. If you read Nigeria history, read it well, you will discover that it's not only leadership that is our problem. There is a system error. Just like when they give you a mathematical question, you want to solve maths, and you miss the first premise, you are not going to get the answer. This country, they amalgamated, they have already missed one number from the equation. So no matter what you do, you will not get the answer. If I give you a quadratic equation, if you're a mathematician, or I give you a simultaneous equation, and you have your own formula before you, and as you are solving it, where you're supposed to write 2, you write 1. You are not going to get the answer. That is the situation Nigeria is at this moment. We are not going to get the answer. We can't get the answer because we have missed a number from the premise, from the beginning. Something went wrong. What went wrong was the amalgamation. Now, let me give you the story of Akumu War. Why the Akumu War is very important for everybody to know. A war that lasted 31 years between the Igbos, the Anyomas, precisely from Okocha. How they waged war for 31 years against Britain. And after studying all those things, you won't be surprised why they amalgamated Nigeria. They saw that, no, we can't conquer these people like this. We need to join these people together. These people without one value, without one culture, without one religion, so that they will be having problem between themselves. So when they are having problem, we will come like a solution to offer problem. That is why when Biafra War started, Britain sent their pilots. They sent their warplane. They sent everything just to support Nigeria against the indigenous people of Biafra. Because they had a plan that if we separate these people, meaning we can't take control of their oil, we can't take control of their goods, they can't have problem, they will be living in peace. That was why they did that. If you continue to read history, your eyes will be open. You will understand what is going on. You will even understand what happened in Togo, what happened in these African countries. Until today, they only change their strategies. They change their strategies. Why would you have a president who can't treat himself in the country. Have you ever seen Joe Biden going to China to treat himself? Nigerians should ask questions now. You people should ask questions. Have you ever seen Joe Biden going to China to treat himself, or Donald Trump going to even UK, as close as America and UK is? The US president cannot go to Britain and treat himself. But the unfortunate thing and the tragedy about this situation is that Nigerian president have never treated himself in Nigeria. Nigeria leaders, president is even too much now. I'm talking about president, governors, House of Assembly members, senators. The other day, ordinary APC, is it not Ondo State? APC chairman Ondo State, he died in America. When Putin said that Nigeria is a graveyard, or Africa is a graveyard, he knows what he meant. Now, what he meant was Nigerian politicians will loot Nigerians' money. They will go vacation abroad. They will build houses in abroad. Their doctors are in abroad. They will send their children abroad to school. Everything they are doing in abroad. But once they die, they will bring them home and bury them. That was why Putin said Africa is a burial ground. What happened? You investing in Nigeria, even though, it's a looted resources, it's not your money, it's our money, you looted it. Because you don't want people to know you looted it, you invested in abroad. No problem. We won't kill you. Bring the money home and invest home. But all these countries, they knew that all this money is their looted money, but they will still accept them. They will allow them to bank it in their country. All these new colonies, they only change their strategy. They did not change the way of their colonization. They did not change anything. And most of the money we have in Nigeria here, don't be deceived. Our oil are being stolen. The money we're having from oil is not much. From taxpayers' money. Taxpayers' money. That is the money they are useless in. Tinubu left 19-year-old plane that Obasanjo bought new one. And Nigeria have used it for 19 years. Tinubu left that one and he went and buy, is it not 15-year-old plane again? What kind of mentality is that? What kind of mentality? If you know what is going on, see, I will just encourage you, start reading history of this country. Read the history of your own tribe. Read where your tribe came from. The kind of rulership your tribe was, using before all these Westerners, the new colonies, before they came to Nigeria. If you can study everything, you will not argue with anyone who said, how I wish I have my own country apart from Nigeria. Yeah, we love each other. Individually, we love each other. Don't misquote me. I love Yoruba people. I love Igbo people. I love Hausa people. I love Benin people. I love all these people. But there is a system error. There is a system error. It can't work. If you are a physician or you are electronic engineer, you know how to wire. Where you're supposed to put the neutral, you put it on positive. Where you're supposed to put positive, you take it to negative. Tell me how the appliance is going to work. That is what we are facing in Nigeria. Where you're supposed to put the negative current, you just put it on X. That is the one that's supposed to bring neutrality in case of any shock and everything. If you just misplace it like that, if it were electrocute people who are even around there, that is why Nigeria is electrocuting us. Because they have changed everything. There is no way this country can go forward. Because they have missed the first premise. The police are subjected to pressure in Nigeria. The military are tired of fighting insecurity. Who created this insecurity? The same politicians. The other day, I played a video for you that former president of Nigeria said that if they fight Boko Haram, number 2 deadliest terrorists on earth, I mean number 2 most deadliest terrorists on earth, a Nigerian president said, if you fight them, meaning you are fighting us. In other words, they are the ones sponsoring insecurity. So if you look at the situation in Nigeria, I just encourage people, go and read your history. Go and read your history. Watch Okupe talking about what I just tell you.
A very well-known leader in this country said that any attempt to attack and fight insurgency is an attack on the North. So, when you have such huge political considerations, there are difficulties. I mean, Buhari said that in the newspaper. General Buhari said that any attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the North. So what you do as a government, so you want to attack Boko Haram, at the same time, a leader, a respected person in society, somebody who carries, I mean, the last vote, the last election, over 2 million people voted for him from the North. A man like that, you cannot ignore him. Now he says that if you continue to attack Boko Haram, you are attacking the North. You must be careful. A very well-known.
You understand what this man just said? So that was former Nigerian president. That if you attack Boko Haram, it's an attack on the North. Nigerians, see, Nigeria, they have mortgaged Nigeria. They have mortgaged us. As in, we don't even know what is going on in Nigeria. What pains me most is that when you tell Nigerian citizens, this is what is going on, because they don't know, they won't take it serious. Some people are saying Tinubu nephew own Oando filling station, Oando company. Don't say Tinubu nephew. It is Tinubu. He owns the Oando through his nephew, and they bought Ajib right now. They have already they bought the Ajib company. So when you look at the situation in Nigeria, Nigeria has been captured. Nigeria has been captured. Nigeria has been captured. So it is well, because the story or situation of Nigeria will make you to lose words. You don't even know what to say again.